Hey, what's up and welcome back everyone to another Modern Warfare 2 video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some critical changes that you need to be making to your loadouts that are going to completely change the way that they feel, play, and most importantly, perform. I found this out the hard way. I was playing wagers with money against the line, and a lot of this is going to be about tuning, and I thought tuning was so overrated. It didn't affect anything. It was a minor difference. I was wrong. It got to the point where at the end of the day, we said, hey, we're going to GA, gentleman agreement tuning. No one's allowed to do it because it made these guns so absurdly powerful. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about a few tuning attachments that I'm going to make on every single gun. On top of that, I'm going to be giving you builds for all of them, and then we're going to be taking you into the firing range as well, just so you can really see how much these things are beaming. If you guys enjoy this style of video, I provide all of this value to you, make sure you subscribe to this video, because that's all we're going to do for Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone is provide that value to you. I do want to thank the sponsor real quick of today's video, and that is Keeps. For those of you who know, Keeps is your one-stop shop for all things balding and hair loss prevention. You guys know the hair, it's important to me. Now I got the beard, it's important to me, but 2 out of 3 men experience some form of male pattern baldness before the age of 35, and I'm almost 30 and I'm feeling a little bit of thinning coming on. Fortunately, Keeps allows me to have the only 2 FDA approved drugs prescribed to me online via no awkward in-person consultations, visits. You get to consult online and have it shipped to you. I encourage you, do your research, check it out. I personally am on both of them and I'm seeing results. So if you want to learn more, you can get 50% off your first order of Keeps using the pinned comment or the description. That's keeps.com/IceManIsaac. That is keeps.com/IceManIsaac. Link in the pinned comment and the description. Huge shout out to them for sponsoring today's video and saving my hairline. But without further ado, let's get into what we're talking about today, which is tuning our builds. So first off, I'm going to cover some fundamentals, some like key things that I'm going to change for every single class. And then I'm going to show you what are like 5 unbelievable builds that just, I can't believe they're allowing tuning in the game, because it's making these things pretty dang strong. So the very first thing I'm going to talk about in terms of fundamentals is anytime I have a red dot on my gun, I'm going to go into tune, and you'll see here how I have the position as close. Keep an eye on what this does to the gun, okay? So it can either be close or it can be far, and here's what it looks like. Here's what it looks like when it's considered close. Notice from the top left corner to the top right corner, I'll have my editor draw a line up there, and look how wide that line is. On top of that, look how much my gun is like shaking and breathing. Like, I mean, even at this guy all the way up in the distance, it really seems like this thing is moving a lot, right? Okay, well, let's compare this now to where if we were to take this exact same gun, not tuning anything else other than we're going to move the eye position far. Okay, what this is going to do is, one, it's going to make the optic smaller, right? Compare the top left corner to the top right corner on this. The optic is smaller on our screen. But if you notice, because the gun is farther away from our face, we're losing that effect of visual recoil. Yes, the targets will appear slightly smaller on our screen, but it's going to allow us to control our recoil a lot better, because it's, you know, if we're looking at something back here, it doesn't seem like a lot of recoil, right? But if I bring it up into the front of your screen, now all of a sudden that's the same amount. Now it seems like a lot. But with that, it really allows us to beam from far away because of that eye position. So anytime I have an eye position there, I am going to be focusing on that. And probably what is the most important, like, fundamental that I'm going to teach you before I start going into these classes is, and this was the kicker, this was the one that changed everything for me. It was some of these rounds, man. It's the actual magazine attachments. You're like, armor piercing. I get more bullet penetration, which could be pretty nice for like wall banging targets, but it's going to hurt my bullet velocity. Watch when you go into tuning. You can go into tuning and you can just crank your damage range and your bullet velocity, making your SMG feel like an AR. And I look at this clip that I'm about to show you from my buddy Wars. We nerfed him. We said no more tuning because he was like 2-bulleting people from across the map, or like 3 or 4 bulleting people, like the last clip that you'll see, from literally across the map on an AR head glitch with an SMG. This weapon tuning, especially to like SMGs, makes a world of difference.
Bit spawn building, like the thing on the right.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, I got the classes on lock, you know. Got him. He's popping. I got him. He's in the streak.
Nice.
Let me see. He has Daddy Pop.
Nice.
Nice job.
Oh my god.
Beautiful. He's not ready for the sub shot, bro.
One's in the top right window. Dead.
One in. That's the last
21,
guy.
25.
Down to you.
Oh my
god.
Wait, what?
But as you guys could see from those clips, I mean, Wars is an incredible player regardless, and I'll have him linked, I'll have his Twitch linked in the description. But a gun should not be performing like that, and what's allowing that is this weapon tuning. So if you want to be a menace across the map, get ready for these classes that I'm about to show you. So I'm going to walk you through some of the tuning, kind of talk real quick about why I'm making those changes, and then I'm going to have my editor put together kind of a compilation, because the UI, like you can see the build right here, well, minus the grip that's behind me. It's really tough to tell like how these things are tuned. So he's going to put together, after I finish talking about these, beautiful little screenshots for you to take. But you guys want to know why I'm tuning them the way that I am. I got a faster sprint to fire because this AR is a beam. We have the faster aim down sight speed. And you might be like, Isaac, what about the recoil steadiness? Don't worry, I'm about to show you this thing is a beam. We have the high velocity. We haven't changed anything on that. The phase 3 grip. We made more aiming idle stability. We have the Komodo heavy, which is all put towards gun kick control for less recoil. And then finally, we have the Tundra Pro barrel, and we gave it max damage range to really mitigate that damage drop off when we're shooting at far distances. And as you'll be able to see here, this gun is an absolute laser at range. I kind of have like this test in my mind whenever I'm shooting ARs. I'm like, okay, I got to be able to knock out all 3 of these guys without perfectly refining my aim. Just really snappy. Can I get all 3 of them down in 1 mag? And I'm getting them all down in like half a mag, right? Because it used to be a little bit tougher, but now that we've got this tuning underneath us, I mean, it's just too easy. So here's what the screenshot is. Remember, if you are taking screenshots, make sure you're subscribing. And let's get into the next gun. Now, a lot of you are M4 faithfuls. I am myself. Here's the build we got right here. Remember, I'll provide the screenshot here in a second. We have the Precision, the Elite, the Precision Elite, the Seiken ZX, the Phase 3, and we actually didn't tune any of those, but we are going to tune the Castle Comp for more recoil stabilization and more gun kick control, which really allows this gun to be a beam. And then the High Tower barrel, we are also giving it max recoil steadiness as well. And as you'll be able to see from this class, it definitely will do you justice, even at the farthest ranges. I mean, iron sight, most people would be needing like a VLK to beam at that distance, and it's just too good. Here's the screenshot. I see. I'm gonna feel so bad for you guys. You're gonna have corny pictures of me on your phone, or maybe you guys are lucky. I don't know. Here is the demonic Vaznev that we were talking about earlier. We have the Otrazat stock. We've given ourselves more aim walking movement speed, because for an SMG, we're not really concerned about aiming idle stability, right? That's when we're at long ranges and it kind of does that sway. For an SMG, that really doesn't matter. What we do want is, because of how, we don't have slide cancels in this game and how long it takes our gun to get up, we want a faster aim walking speed. So kind of tune your mind for thinking about that when you guys are building SMGs. I want aiming idle stability on my ARs. Don't really care about it too much on my SMG. We then have the True Tack grip, which we did not tune. With the armor piercing, which we already showed off, man. Max damage range, max bullet velocity. Well, I'm not really worried about recoil smoothness or steadiness because it's an SMG, right? I'll still tune it a little bit for that. We have the T90 comp, which we took away some of that gun kick control. And then lastly, we have the 381 barrel, and we gave it more damage range. So we have an SMG that, if we need to, can engage at AR distances and still, I mean, that's pretty dang good recoil control for an SMG at 20 meters. I mean, I could possibly, I can do some work at range, but the main shots are going to be happening in this range right here. And watch how fast my aim walking speed is. Like, imagine creeping through like a site and search and destroy, or just creeping around corners and just knowing, I mean, I'm almost strafing, like, I'm thinking like FFAR. If you guys remember FFAR in Warzone, before they nerfed the Raider stock, like, that thing could move, and this thing can as well. And this is definitely one of my go-to SMGs. Here's a screenshot. Next up, we have probably what is one of the most broken guns in the game. It is the 74U, and we have tuned it to be even more broken. So this gun has been banned and competitive on all of the tournament sites, all the wager sites, and even in the pro scene because it's notorious for being so dang powerful. We have the True Tac grip. We have given ourselves better sprint to fire because this is technically an AR, but most people use it as a hybrid AR. We have the 5.45 high velocity, once again giving ourselves more damage range, more bullet velocity. We have the Agent grip, which we've given us faster walking speed. The X10 Havoc for a more gun kick control. And then the BR209 barrel, we haven't made any changes to that because I want damage range, and I want aim down sight speed, and I want aim walking speed, and I want recoil steadiness. So I just decided to value all of those, and it's given me this beast right here. I didn't even turn the lights on the guy. At the very end, I couldn't see him. And it's just, it is your hybrid AR that can gun up close, and it can also reach out to those very far ranges and consistently get those kills. But up close, you are literally two-bulleting people up close. The AK-74U is disgusting. And then finally, we have what is one of my favorite guns behind the AK-74U, and it's the STB or the AUG. Oh, I'm sorry. Screenshot. Now, keep in mind, it took my editor a long time because otherwise you'd be taking like 15 different screenshots of every single tune and every single weapon. So I appreciate the little grid that he puts together, and make sure you are subscribed here for even more Warzone and Modern Warfare 2 content. So the final one is the STB that we're going to cover today. Okay, this is the build that we've got for right here. We've already talked about the slimline optic, how we have given that optic far away for us to make it smaller and less perceived recoil. And we are going with full aim down sight speed because, yes, flinch resistance is important, but if I can get my gun aimed up faster, that's more than likely what's going to win me the gunfight than a little bit of flinch on an AR, not like a sniper, which really needs flinch. We have the C11 riser, and we've gone for max recoil stabilization, max aim down sight speed. Once again, we don't really care for an SMG hybrid AR about aiming idle stability. I want that speed. We have the Bruin Q900 grip, which we've gone for fastest sprint to fire and fastest recoil steadiness. The high velocity, we have gone for max damage range. And this gun's a little bit more of a shaker, so I didn't go full bullet velocity. Up to you on that. And then the lock grip, I did not make any changes to. And as you can see, this is definitely a worthwhile build for you guys to rock. Is it going to be a long-range beamer like the M4 or the Scar? No. It's meant to be a hybrid gun, and in these medium ranges, yes, it can reach out, pretty dang far and still do pretty good, but it's this medium range, consistent, like the AK-74U and the AUG are beaming in these two ranges, kind of struggling at distance, whereas the Vaznev is going to really excel up here and really, you see how slow I'm aimed on sight walking, is really going to excel inside of buildings. This is something that will kind of give you that middle ground of happiness between an M4 and a Scar, and then that Vaznev. But ladies and gentlemen, here's a screenshot for the 5th and final build of the day. Now, it took me a long time to put together all the testing. I was going through pubs, wagers, the firing range to find that perfect build for you guys. Put a lot of time into this video. My editor put a lot of time putting together those grids. Otherwise, you'd have 50 screenshots of your phone of this mug, and you wouldn't want that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. If you did, let's have a like goal of 5,000 likes on this video. It means the world to help me grow this channel, especially since I just recently took content creation full-time. I'd appreciate all the support. If you guys have any suggestions on tunings, things like, big things like these eye from far to close, or the damage, like the bullets, bringing them to max damage range that really changes the game, let me know if there are any game-changing tuning that you have done down below in the comments. But a huge shout out to Keeps again for sponsoring today's video. Huge shout out to you all for all the support lately, and I'll see you all live over on Twitch. Peace.